الكريم، تحية طيبة وبعد. إننا كطلاب في جامعة رفيق الحريري، وحرصا منا على واجبنا العربي والأخلاقي تجاه القدس وما لها من رمزية في وجداننا، آثرنا أن نقف اليوم سوية ونردد بصوت واحد: الأرض تعرف أهلها، الأرض تعرف أهلها. القدس عاصمة فلسطين، كانت ولا زالت وستبقى عاصمة الأرض والسماء، عاصمة العروبة والعدالة والإنسانية. والآن مع كلمة رئيس جامعة رفيق الحريري يلقيها الدكتور أحمد سمايلي. شكرا.
We all are angry, right? We all are angry about what's happening, but I don't think we should be surprised to see the way the events are unfolding, because we have never been so divided, we have never been so weak, we have never been to this low point of helpless in making our own decisions and forging a very constructive future. So we have to also bear the responsibility for the things that are happening. So my message is very, very simple. We let the politicians do the politics. We're not going to talk about politics here, but we are going to talk about who we are in an academic institution who believes in justice, believes in human dignity, believes in the rights of people to choose their own ways and forge their own future. The message is so simple. We have to work as hard as we can be in our classrooms, in our labs. We express our values in the best possible shining way, in the streets, everywhere we are, even when we are alone in the darkest of the nights. If we live our values and our principles and work very hard, then no one will be able to take our rights as simply as they are right now. Yes, Jerusalem will be the capital of Palestine. It was, it will always be. However, don't think that taking that right there is only by force, by weapons. We have to use our hearts and minds and then live to our responsibility, each and every one of us, not only for our country, but for each other as well. We should care for who we are. We should care for our values. We should stand up for these values all the time, in everything that we do. Respect each other. Respect the earth that we walk on. Respect the trees. Respect the birds. When we believe in ourselves and we try to harness our resources, no one will be able to take us from our rights. But when we sleep and when we neglect the future, when we are divided and we are weak, we become a very easy target for whatever virus that can infiltrate us. You know? So my message, work hard. Attain the knowledge that you need. Not only the skills that gives you a job in the end, but the knowledge to stand up wherever you can and express yourself from that knowledge and with wisdom that it's our right. And we will never relinquish that right. And you have to work very hard to use whatever tools at your disposal. And I will speak specifically of the social media. Use that platform right there to propagate your message and your values to the rest of the world in a very positive way. So whenever you express yourself in a very positive way, in a very objective way. Our values is that of peace, is that of justice. And in order to reach our promised future, we really have to live up to those values and communicate them in a very crystal clear, bright way, very smart way. We don't want others to define who we are. We cannot let others define what our rights are. We have to define our own values and our own rights. And that's my message to you. And when we do that, and if you do that, each and every one of us, trust me, time will come where we can reclaim Jerusalem and the rights of the people to the land, to live in dignity, and to have a prosperous future. So, yes, today we stand up for Jerusalem, but don't think that by sitting here and talking about it, and by reacting by throwing stones or burning tires is going to reclaim Jerusalem. We have to win the battle of the hearts and mind, and the only way to do that is to know and work very hard on ourselves to be able to communicate the values and the rights in a very strong and measured way. We can do that. We can do that. When we throw a stone, you know what the chances are? You will hit probably the windows of the car of someone that you know, your neighbor. It's not going to lead anywhere. When you burn a tire, you are polluting the environment. But when you write a message that is so powerful, that speaks to the hearts and minds of the people, and you gain their hearts and minds, that is a very powerful way of expressing your anger. We can do that. Jerusalem is the capital of Palestine, and it will always be. Thank you very much.